What is the most efficient way to create a Legion champion character? Well, in this video, we're going to be going over all the tips and tricks that I have learned when creating my Zero as my newly created Legion champion character. And hopefully by the end of this video, you guys know exactly what you need to do to be creating your Legion champion the most efficient way possible. So first things first, as you guys all know, the Legion champion system is definitely more of an end game system in MapleStory. And if you are a newer player, you probably don't have to worry about it, but it is definitely something that you can think about for the future when planning things for your account. So should you be doing a Legion champion character? Well, if you aren't level 285 and at least 8.5k Legion, you probably shouldn't be hard focusing on this Legion champion system. Does that mean that you can't work on it on the side? Absolutely not. You totally can, but I don't recommend hard pushing this system until you are at least level 285 and at least have 8.5k Legion. So now that we kind of got that out of the way of when you should be starting a Legion champion character and when you should start working on this system, let's talk about how to actually create this Legion champion character. So my biggest recommendation is that if you are trying to create a new Legion champion, you probably should be waiting for either an item burning or a hyper burning event. This event is going to get you to level 260 so fast, and it is going to make these levels absolutely fly by, which makes getting level 200 to 260 insanely fast, and it saves you a ton of time. Now, creating a character for your Legion champion. What character should you create? What job should you create? How should you go about doing this? What I 100% recommend is that you look at some of the most overpowered classes in the game and try to pick a class that you enjoy out of these characters. So what I recommend is making sure that you pick a character that is somewhat within the top 20 of the strongest classes in the game, and then out of those top 20 you go and pick a class that you enjoy playing, and then you create that character from there. Some classes that I would recommend for anybody to create for a Legion champion character is going to be classes like Zero, Bowmaster, Mercedes, Nightwalker, Thunderbreaker, Wind Archer, Xenon, and Demon Slayer. Now, of course, there are a ton of other characters that you can choose from, but these are some of the best classes in the game, and these classes are very good for solo bossing. And as most of you guys do know, the Legion champion system is most likely going to be solo bossing only for these rewards. So now that we've gone over if you should create a Legion champion character, when you should create a Legion champion character, and which job you should actually go about creating, let's talk about actually gearing up these characters. Now, I want to make a preference that this video is going to be solely gearing for Hard Seren and specifically getting to level 275 for these Legion champion characters. I think this is the most efficient level to get to, where it's not going to take you the most amount of time, and it is going to be enough damage to actually complete these challenges within the Legion champion system. So specifically, we're going to talk about gearing for training, and then we'll get into gearing for bossing later in the video. So gearing for training, usually what I would always recommend is going for hybrids and trying to get 100% miso drop rate and 200% item drop rate. But in this system, I think that isn't the most efficient way to actually go about things, because getting from level 260 to level 275 is insanely fast nowadays, and you can get there very quick, especially with all the dailies, Monster Park and Monster Park Extreme, and of course all the events that we get. Gearing for hybrid, in my opinion, can just end up being a waste of money. What I recommend people to do is go for drop rate only. Try to get your Legion champion character to 200% drop rate. Now, of course, this is going to help with getting familiars, but getting familiars isn't the sole purpose of why you should get 200% drop rate. You should be trying to get 200% drop rate because this is going to allow you to farm the most amount of fragments as quick as possible. And as you guys all know, Hexa is the most efficient way to actually gain damage in MapleStory as of right now. So prioritizing getting 200% drop rate is going to be the best way for you to actually gain damage. Now, if you are going to take them to level 280 because you might think about doing normal kalos, then absolutely you can go for miso and drop rate hybrids and go for 100% and 200% drop rate. So now that we've gone over the training gear, let's go over the actual bossing gear that you want to aim for throughout the progression of your Legion champion. We're going to aim for just trying to get our baseline CRAs. We're going to aim for getting just our baseline Apsos right away, and then we're just going to aim for getting our standard either event rings or slime ring, Meistering, Connering, and some sort of Ozring from box drops. Essentially, all you want to do for this gearing process is try to be able to blue dot in C10 as soon as possible. Like I said early in the video, you probably are going to be an end game player when you're trying to create this Legion champion, so you should be able to find carries or trades at some point throughout this journey of creation. You don't need to worry about trying to min-max gear super early on. That's going to happen later on in the process of creating a Legion champion. So try to just get your gear to 17 star as soon as possible. Get your CRAs, get your Apsos, get your baseline rings, and you could even probably go with event rings early on, and that should be enough to get you to blue dotting in C10. The reason why you want to try to get to blue dotting in C10 as soon as possible is, number one, you're going to be able to get the droplets to create your arcane weapons, and number two, it's going to give you access to getting arcane box drops and also Ozring box drops as well. These are going to be essential for creation of a Legion champion character, and you want to try to get these as soon as possible. The sooner you can start working on all of this, the quicker your progression is going to be. Once you've gotten all these items to 17 stars, you want to start building up spares for these items like Twilight Marks, Daybreaks, Arcanes, and all the other rings that you can acquire as well. You want to try your best to Star Force all these items past 17 stars on events like 5, 10, 15, 30% off, or Shining Star Force, because you want to try to be as efficient as possible and you don't want to waste a lot of money on these characters. You don't need to have a ton of high spec gear early on. You want to just try and build up spares as soon as possible and work towards pushing them past 17 stars at later points in the game. So now that we've kind of gone through gearing for training and gearing for bossing earlier on, now let's talk about how to actually level your Legion champion character fast. This is a lot of comments that I had in the 0 Legion champion creation video of how did you get to level 265 so fast? How did you get to level 270 so fast? I've been playing for 3 months or 4 months and I'm barely level 270. And I'm going to just give you some tips and tricks of how you can level as fast as possible. Number one, obviously you want to have all EXP modifiers on. You want to have your 2x, your MVP, your gold pot, your EXP accumulation potion, and you want to try to get a prepared pendant of spirit. There are a ton of events nowadays that allow you to get these for free and they're easily accessible, so you want to make sure that you always have maximum EXP multipliers on. The quicker you can get to level 275, the quicker you're going to be able to actually acquire the symbols for your grandest areas. On top of the EXP multipliers, you want to make sure that you're training within maps that are +1 to -1 levels of your character level. This is going to give you bonus EXP stats and it's going to allow you to level even faster. And of course, obviously, the most important thing is just going to be consistently training. As well as training, you want to make sure that you're doing all of your dailies every single day. These are insanely overpowered nowadays, and you're able to get a ton of experience just from doing your dailies and making sure that you're doing Monster Park and Monster Park Extreme. These give you a ton of EXP all the way until level 275, and it is extremely important to be doing these if you want to be as efficient as possible on this Legion champion character. So, assuming that you followed all the other steps prior to this point in the video, we're going to be sitting at around level 275. So, what do you have to do now that you are at level 275? Well, you pretty much don't have to do anything. All you have to do is do your dailies and upgrade your sacred power so you're able to actually solo Hard Seren as soon as possible and build up spares for events to actually upgrade your Legion champion character. Assuming you had 200% drop rate all the way from level 260 to level 275, you should have around 3,000 to 5,000 fragments farmed on this character, and that should be more than enough for a liberated Legion champion character. And also, one more thing that I did want to add is on your way to level 275, of course, you are going to be farming familiars, but familiars are not going to be the most important part of your progression. The most important part of your progression is going to be getting to level 275 as soon as possible. Now, if you get to level 275, you are more than welcome to go back and try to farm for familiars. But as some of you guys do know, this process can take a ton of extra time, and I don't recommend doing this. But if you do want to go back and farm for familiars, I would absolutely recommend getting to level 275 first, and then if you want to make that decision, you can go back and try to farm for boss or IED familiars. This process obviously takes quite a long time, but it can be expedited with following the steps that I've given in this video. You don't have to worry about min-maxing a ton of items. All you have to do is make sure that you're doing things as quick as possible, and the most important thing is getting to level 275 so you can actually work on getting that time-gated sacred power as high as you can. Hopefully this video has helped some of you out there in terms of what you should do and how you should go about making a Legion champion character. It doesn't have to be as overwhelming as a lot of people make it seem. Of course, this is going to take a lot of time to do all of this, but it can be crunched down much quicker if you do things in a specific order. If you guys have any other questions, please leave them down in the comment section below. But for now, that is going to wrap up the video for today, and hopefully this video did help you guys. And until next time, I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.